Hey, hello everybody. I'm gonna just wait a minute or so until I know that the stream has started before I explain what we're going to do today. Anyway, if anybody's watching, hope you're all well. Welcome to the sound test room. Oh, bear with me, I think we're there now. So, okay. So, hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are going to make a drone machine from scratch, but literally from scratch. I'm going to use the FaderPort to control AUM. So we're going to set this up as well. I'll show you how to set this up. So if you've got a FaderPort, if you have, and if you haven't, I would say, hi Colin, I would suggest consider getting one for your iPad, because since the Cubasis now supports the Mackie HUI protocol, this works perfectly with the FaderPort. Hi Russ. Hi Joe, hi Andy. So the thing is, right, let's turn the FaderPort off completely. To set up the FaderPort for any kind of different setting, all you need to do is hold these two select buttons here whilst turning the FaderPort on. And then when it boots up, it'll give you options here. Now along here it says Studio One, and there it says MCU. That's how you set it up for Cubasis. So for instance, you would go press this and then you get options for Logic, Cubasis, Sonar, Ableton. If we go back here, we can choose that, or we've actually chosen MIDI mode. If we're using Studio, when we just choose it. Now MIDI mode will just make this into a MIDI controller, and that's what we need to do for AUM, because AUM doesn't support any kind of Mackie protocol or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. So then all we need to do is hit this restart thing, and it basically puts it into MIDI mode for us. And now it will be recognized by AUM as a MIDI controller, but we'll need to set certain things up. Right, so first thing we want to do is we want to set our transport up. So we want to go into our little thing here and our thing, and where it says MIDI, this is a MIDI source, to select the MIDI source, and then we want to choose the MIDI mode FaderPort like this. Okay, so it will see it, but you need to connect it. So MIDI mode FaderPort for PreSonus FP8 MIDI mode is what we want, not the port 1. Okay, so let's go back into there. So now it's there. So we want to go with start the transport. So we'll select this and we'll hit learn, and we'll just do that, and it's learned it for us. And also it's basically picked up the transport as it is. So if I press the record now, it will just tell us that there's nothing to record. So we now know our transport is connected to the FaderPort. Okay. Next, we want to start setting up our channels. Okay, so I'm going to use 8 instruments. Now this video is going to be pretty bland. I guess tonight what I'm going to do is use the session, but we'll just perform it. So it'll be like a big drone session tonight with what we've set up today. So if you're not really interested in seeing how it's all set up, you don't need to watch it if you don't want to. What we're going to do is we're going to do this audio. And there's certain things that I'm going to have in every track. So at least 8 of these tracks. So I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to use Enzo in here. And that just means now that to save time, all I need to do, there's nothing else I need to actually set up first, but I'm going to go with this channel here, and I'm just going to go duplicate, and it'll duplicate an Enzo to channel 2. And we're just going to duplicate. This just saves us adding more Enzos all the time. Duplicate. Now what I could have done, duplicate, and what I should have done actually, doesn't matter though, duplicate, and one more, duplicate, and we are going to put another channel in as well, but I'm not going to duplicate that one, so that's just going to be there at the end for now. What I could have done and I should have done is set the Enzos up all the same and then just duplicated it. So if I go into my little thing here, I'm going to set it for 4 measures, and that's close. And I need to do this for all the others now as well, so this won't take a sec. So 4 measures, and then close this. I'm going to go in 4 measures, close. I'm going to go along here to number 4, go here, go 4 measures, close. and I think it's number 5. Go here, 4 measures, close, and then just 6, 7, and 8. Number 6, 4 measures, close. Number 7, 4 measures, close, and number 8 here, 4 measures, and close, and we should be done. The next thing I'm going to do is set this up as a mix bus receive, so receive from mix bus A. This is so that at the end I have complete control over the drone, and also if I want to get more creative, I'm going to put a gauss into the effect slot here. So gauss, and straight away I'm going to go into gauss and I'm going to set up monitoring so that anything that is passing through we will hear anyway, and that's it. So gauss just saves us doing this and taking gauss out the loop. All right, so that's fine. What we want to do now is also we need to start to MIDI map the channels to our FaderPort. So the first time we're going to see this, well, first time it might actually, did you see that then? How weird's that? If I'm using, that's odd. If I use all 4 of them, it'll drag them all. Anyway, we don't want to do that. That's very strange. Okay, so open your channel, the edit channel control at the bottom there, and hit the little mixer icon, and you'll see that the FaderPort MIDI mode is already there, but we want to be selecting volume, learn, and then just do that. And now we have volume control over this, and we need to do this for all of them as well. So volume, learn, like that. And then to number 3, oops, we need to go edit channel, volume, learn. There you go. Oops, that's weird. Channel 3, volume, learn. Right, and then we'll change this to channel 4. So channel 5, like this, volume, learn, like that. So now we've got, oh, I don't know what's going on here. No idea what's gone on here. This definitely shouldn't be doing this. Let's just reset. Let's, oh, sorry guys, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be the ultimate disaster, because for some weird reason, let's turn that back on. For some weird reason now, AUM's decided not to read the FaderPort properly. So I know we're in MIDI mode. That's fine. I'm going to do this like this, and unfortunately I haven't tried this before, so obviously. So let's do it like this. Let's just check something, shall we? Let's go. I think. All right. So I'm not on there. I'm not on the transport, so that's fine. Let's go to the channel setup. Let's go to this. No MIDI source. FaderPort MIDI mode. Okay, and then go with channel 1. So we'll do a smaller session. We'll do 4. So very strange. These are the things you will encounter, of course. Let's go to our things here. So volume, we're going to just MIDI learn, and then okay, fine. So I'm going to add another audio track now. So channel 2 here, volume, learn. Okay, so okay, super. Let's add another one. Very, very weird, wasn't it, eh? Very strange. Oops, don't want to do that. Channel 3. Volume, learn. So now. Okay, that seems to be okay. Oh, it's that? How odd. Okay, well, like I said, we're going to stick with 4 to save time now, but the original idea was to do with it 8. So again, channel 4, this volume, lane. Okay. So now we have, and this. Okay. Okay, so there's some other things we can set up as well. If we go back into our channel controls here, like this, we've got mute. So we have mutes and solos on the FaderPort as well. So I'm going to hit mute and lane and mute. So that will work. And then solo, lane and solo. So now on we have mute and solo. Although I wouldn't use this, I'll just show you that we could actually assign the record to this as well. So if I put record enable, lane, and select this one, so now we've got record, off, mute, solo, off, and fader control. So that has worked okay. So we could do the same for these. I don't need to add another effect there, yeah, and this. Okay, so let's do the same for channel 2. Let's go with mute, lane, mute, solo, lane, solo, and record enable. We'll just have this set for the select button at the top, lane, if we wanted to. So super. We move on to channel 3. And we'll go with mute, channel 3. So remember to hit lane, and then solo, lane, and then record enable, lane, and that's it. So one more channel to do, and then we can start setting up some instruments and stuff and Enzo and things. So number 4. So volume, lane, mute, lane. Now here's a weird thing, right? It looks like this has been used by something else and I don't know what it is. However, okay, it's obviously been used by something else to do with, we've got that working as well. Transport, so that's cool. So still all this is working okay, and our mutes and solos are also working okay now. So just one more thing to check on this. Channel 4 was for solo, lane, this one, and record enable, lane, this one. Okay, so now, okay, that's cool. Let's do this. So again, we're going to set up with Enzo, so audio user extension. So that's basically the MIDI setup for everything. So it's cool. So we're going to go with Enzo, and again Enzo, and audio user extension Enzo, and Enzo. And again, I am going to set the pattern to 4 measures, and 4 measures, 4 measures, and one more. We have 4 measures. And this sets Enzo up correctly, see, because you need it to be like this to be 4 and this to be on measure and record and stop. But we can always go with always. This is our input monitoring, so you know that doesn't matter for now. But record and stop initially is what we want it to be on. So now it's still all MIDI'd up. We can save the session and it should be absolutely fine. So I'll just save this as I'm picking up the wrong keyboard. I'll just save it as drone session. Okay. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 set up. Need a drink, hang on. Do you need to add the mix bus out on each channel to the master mix bus channel? Don't even know what that means, Colin. I'm an idiot. I seem to forget. I'm just doing it like, you know, like normal MIDI. Right, anyway. So, let's risk another channel. So channel 5. Again, I'm going to do this. FaderPort already. Volume and lane. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And again, we'll have mute on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lane, mute, solo, lane, solo. And again, although it's not really necessary, it does no harm to just do it anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll learn the thing there. So that's number 5. Let's do another one because I really want 8 channels here. So, and then I'll save it again. But maybe this is just the safest way of doing it. Do you know what I know why. I know why it did what it did earlier. It's because I just automatically just started duplicating channels. So it's remembering the MIDI that's already duplicated. There you go. That's why. It is what you started doing before Mixbus. Oh no, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set that up again, Colin. I still don't really understand what you mean about. It's not you, mate. It's me. I just don't understand what you mean about add the Mixbus out at the end of each. Do you also need to add the Mixbus out on each channel? You don't need to do that at all. The only reason I'm doing that is because so I've got an overall volume control. That's all. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll forget where I am. Hang on a minute. So lane. But I know exactly why that happened. It's because I literally duplicated. It's because I literally duplicated the actual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure we're on. I duplicated the channels. So 2 more. So this is number 7 now. We just need to do this. Volume, lane. Oops, lane. There you go. Mute, lane. Solo, lane. Record enable. Lane. So, good-o. One more. Volume, lane. There we go. Mute. Lane. Mute. Solo, lane. It's all good fun, isn't it? Right. Lane. Now, that's good. So we have our 8 channels for mixing our stuff, and it's all going to work now properly because I haven't duplicated them. But you didn't route any of the other channels to it? No, I didn't. No, of course I didn't, Colin, because I see, is that what you were thinking? No, it's because I scrapped it, didn't I? Because I was having trouble with the MIDI. I was about to route the channels to it. Don't worry. You'll see. I'll do it again now. Okay, so here we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. This one, I'm going to go with Mixbus, receive from Mixbus A. Okay. And in here, I am going to put a gauss. Okay. And then I'm going to hit monitor on gauss so we hear what's coming through, or you'll be wondering why you're not getting any sound. I'm going to hit save again. So just in case, I'll just hit save session. Yes, I'm going to overwrite that session. And now, as Colin clearly pointed out, we need to route the Mixbus to Mixbus A. Route this to Mixbus A. This is so all these channels are now going to be fed into Mixbus A. Here we go, Mixbus A, Mixbus A. So all these channels are now going into mix bus A, all 8 of them. There you go, Colin. You can calm down now, son. It's all as it should be. Oh, apart from this one, which needs to go to mix bus A. Okay, so there's all them right. Now, what we also want to do is add another bunch of Enzos. So audio unit, Enzo. And we'll do this as we go because otherwise, 4 measures. So this is something to remember. If you're setting up a session like that, don't duplicate the channels if you want them to be controlled by MIDI, because you will confuse the controller because it's reading stuff twice. Audio unit extension, Enzo. And we're going to do this. I'm going to close with 4 measures. Close. Audio unit extension. A little icon there, 4 measures. There's different, you know, but we don't because we're droning, you know. And then here we go, audio unit extension, Enzo, 4 measures, or whatever you want, you know. Okay. So now we can start adding some instruments. So now we still have all our control. We shall save again because that's important to keep saving. Right, okay, so save session. Yes, we shall save that session. Now what I might do is, in fact what I will do for starters, just as a completely independent thing, just so we've got some kind of metronome. I don't want to be listening to that metronome all the time. I'm going to change the tempo as well down to 90. Okay, hell, let's go down to 80. I'm going to set up a noir on an independent channel. Basically because, does the FaderPort let you save the setup? Well, no, it does, but it's not the FaderPort saving the setup. It's AUM saving the setup. So if I take this out of this now and go into Mackie mode on here and then go into Cubasis, the FaderPort doesn't remember anything. It doesn't need to. It reads from this. So yeah, when I come back to this session and I'm in MIDI mode, I'll be able to use the FaderPort exactly as this. Do you know what I mean? It does not. This is just literally just a MIDI controller. It does nothing else. It just controls MIDI. That's all. That's all you need to do. So anyway, let me think. Just let me audio unit expansion, and I'm gonna search for noir, because I want it to be. Let's just go to find something basic. Maybe a kick. Let's just go to factory patches. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Does the FaderPort? Oh, I've answered that one. Yeah. So Paul, if the FaderPort just reads information from the app, so yeah, basically it's exactly the same as remembering. If you've set it up, but you don't in Cubasis, you don't need to go and do all this MIDI learn. That's what, yeah, in Cubasis, everything is automatically mapped for you. Everything on the FaderPort is mapped to Cubasis because it uses the Mackie protocols. That's really easy. So now we have that going on. That will give us something to actually do our timing for. Okay, so first channel. So what we want to do now is start adding instruments. And the first instrument I'm going to add is module. These are instruments that I want to use for the drone. Okay, so but what's cool is because we're using Enzo, you see, the thing is, you might say now, well, this is going to get awful CPU hungry awful fast, and you know, it's quite possible it will. However, because we're going to be recording the drone as a 4-bar audio loop basically, and then we're going to stop hearing any at the end of the loop sort of thing going to, we're going to be putting other effects and stuff after Enzo. And this is where it's going to get really interesting and cool. But you see, the setup is time consuming. That's why this is just the setup. But now we need to find sound. So I'm going to go with module for the start off. And the first thing I want to do, obviously, is root module to my key step 37. And we can worry about things like volumes and stuff like that, and compression, etc. I'm going to go down to melodic techno, and I am looking for the, oh, there it is. Excellent. This patch here. That pad is what I want, but I want it to be like that. Now, it is a bit quiet, that, so I think what we want to be doing for definite is adding some sort of compression. Or maybe we'll add a smooth. So that's very nice. And it reacts to aftertouch. You can't see that, but oh yeah. Wouldn't it, AUM in Mackie mode would be brilliant. Quite like that actually. So if anyone is following along here, I'm doing this all in D minor. So we've got a fade, but we're going to hear after 4 measures in Enzo, we will hear a audible thing. But however, let's start this off, and I can start it. See, now what's cool is I can start everything from the FaderPort. So you're hearing noir now. And what happens is, because we're in the 4 measure, we've got measure for 4 bars, record and stop. What happens now is when we hit a trigger here, it won't start to record till it reaches its next point. So, I mean, even I could just hold this now, right, like this. Wait till it gets to its point of, there you go, so that's nice. I'll just do this. It's going to stop after 4 bars. There you go. Now you're not hearing module, you're hearing Enzo. See? We can take it out. We can even just remove it. However, we still have control over our volume as well, and our thing. And because we started to record just before it started to record, we're not really hearing much of a gap. Now we haven't got this mapped to the Mackie, because I don't want to start having to. I could bank over to another set of 8 then, but you know, let's just leave it. Let's just keep it simples. I don't even know why I've opened this one, but it doesn't matter. But now also as well, my other point in being is that this, which is also number 9, which is all we've got is the drone controls mapped to the Mackie. That's our overall volume for everything, but we only have the one thing in at the moment. Okay, so we can stop it all. Of course, of course the transport stops and starts Enzo as well. Okay, so let's pick another drone so we can get that down now, and let's put smooth into all these, just in case we need some extra volume, and we'll do it as we go. So next one, let's choose, I want something from Synthmaster 1 because there's a particular sound designer's patches I want to explore for drones, which are very nice, which is Kurt Adder, and there's a particular cinematic droney kind of set of patches in there that's really, really, very, very cool. So let's just have a look in there for those. And again, we want to be going to our key step. And now, of course, we've taken module out. We can add something else in later onto this and overdub inside this particular Enzo. So this is where you could you kind of like literally unlimited to how many overdubs you can get going on. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Right. Let's go and find Kurt's thing. So if we look here. And inside the factory patch section, not this section here, the factory patch section, we've got Kurt Adder. Now, if you've got the full version of Contact, regardless of the fact of the extra AOPs, you'll have all these sounds. So there's things like this that we could use. So, but here, this kind of vibe. Let's go to our I like that. So if we press play, we get our kick drum. That's really nice. That's maybe might be better. Let's look at Enzo now. So remember, all we need to do is, before it gets to the next bar, so we can start off again, and then it's just going to stop recording automatically for us. We don't even need to worry. There you go. And then we can stop. Brilliant. And save session. Yes. So this is cool. What we're doing now is we're just locating sounds. Hi, Kev. Yes, I did tell. I said Doug told me not to tune in. I said because it's not your thing, Kev. Okay. So I think next. So I love that Kurt Adder. Anything he does is really it's kind of really sci-fi. It's really nice. So with this one, let's do with now. Let's leave that in. Like I said, we can now get rid of this if we like, and we're saving on CPU, of course, all the time. Let's go with this third one. We can put, like I said, we can. What's cool is what we might do tonight is put other instruments in there and overdub this. But we can also get the previous one. We can take any of these. We can just take out by hitting that little X, Or if we use the feedback control, what will happen is as we're recording over the top, this one will start to get quieter in the background over time, which is really nice. Yeah, so brilliant. Let's see. Okay, so let's go with another instrument now for this Enzo for a start off. I think we shall try XPad. Let's try XPad because that's essentially very cool for drones. I would judge of that. Okay, so let's go and find. Let's hook this up to the Arturia. Let's go and find the sound. So there's the initial patch. We don't want that. I wonder if I can see my. There we go. So it's got to let it load. Don't want that one. Oh, you see what I've done here? This is a disaster. Let me get rid of that. Pad. Open it up again. I'm gonna have a look in the. Let it load. Some of these will take some time to load. Sorry about that. That's quite nice. I wonder if you go. And let's try with different sound. Yeah. Again, let's start off. Go to our Enzo, and because it's a good idea to actually start to press the note before you hit the trigger. Wait till it comes round again before it's due to hit the next bar, and then you can just relax then and just hold the note because it will stop on its own. Let's do something a bit interesting. Okay, so let's just stop that. If we open Enzo now and we go to where it says record and stop and go to always, now we're monitoring through and we should hear the patch we've just had. So let's choose another patch before we close this and let's just go scroll through and see what's going on. I don't know what this 8-bit thing would be like. I don't want anything that's sequency, so that's quite nice. But over this, so forget we've got these turned down. Let's see. playing it a little bit higher up the keyboard, and this is going to be overdubbed onto this now. So again, all we need to do literally is as soon as I hit trigger now, this is going to start to record, and it will just now continuously overdub. That's it, done. Now with this one, we can slightly hear it. Which isn't too bad, I'm not really bothered. But let's add some reverb, and let's add well, let's start with Black Hole. So that's enough bass end. So, and then now again we can get rid of this because all we're using is audio from Enzo now, which is very cool. So let's move on now and we'll start to add some other textures, kind of textures in. We can close all those down. Let's go to our audio units and see what we've got we can use. I've got a list of some stuff that might be cool. So we've got a Mononic. Oh, Mononic on the Mononic. Mononic might be very, very cool for this. I did write down so Monon. Okay. And I will set it to, I'll just set it to D minor. So if we go into Mononic, Mononic will, or just, it's just going to drone as soon as we, right, hang on a sec. Why can't we see the pads? Right. So he changed it again. That's weird. Why? Where's... I got my volume down. Got my volume down, dickhead. So I'm going to set this to the D minor. To get the sound right before we actually record Mononic. Now we can get rid of mono, okay, because it will just continually drone. Okay, so moving on, let's see what we can put in here. I think also maybe a kind of a sequence might be nice as well, something higher up sort of thing. Again, we could probably use Synth Master for this. Let me just get onto my key step and go to browse, and we'll go to melodic sequences. So something chilled out like that, you know. Even better. Pretty much perfect. But now what's cool with Enzo, of course, is we can actually just reverse this. So cool. So we've got 3 more we can add. May add them later. Well, let's add one more, shall we? So channel 6. Let's see. And we could actually, that doesn't really matter, does it? Once we've got our drone set up. So let's see. Let's go with a frames for this one, shall we? Frames. Do something pretty weird, I guess. Well, let's just hook this up to the key step. I'm gonna have a look what we got going on. Maybe Super Major Music Cinematica. That's pretty cool. This does sound good in reverse. So that's cool. We need two more. I think I'll add the other two later, guys, because we've gone on for 50 minutes and I'm sure you've got better things to do. Although I haven't, so I might add one more. I'm going to go with this time let's go with a Apparillo. Yes, I did make a list of some ones that might be really, really cool. So we'll go with Apparillo. There we go. And this is, oops, there we go. That's weird, isn't it? Let's try that again, shall we? Apparillo. Strange why that crashed. Let's go with is hooking it up. The key step. So, oh, cinematic might be nice. That's right. It's quite nice, actually. That's lovely, isn't it? That'll definitely be cool. So watching our cross now anytime we like. Let's add the last one, shall we, while we're here? So tonight we'll perform with it. We'll add more effects and stuff. We'll get a bit crazy as per usual, which will be really nice. But again, you see, this would have been too long for one stream, and it's nice to show you how to set these things up, even when we do get the odd mistake. But those mistakes were my fault. Duplicating the channels when trying to set the FaderPort up, or any MIDI controller is going to mess with it. There you go. So we shall add one more in here, and I'm going to add a factory synth as well. And of course, like I said, later we could change some of these out, you know, and things like that. So it's cool. So we've got our noir in there, I'll disconnect the key step from this. Actually, we can close that for now. Hook this up to the key step 37. And don't know, I don't AUM issues, but it seems to be working okay for me. I don't know. I haven't had any problems with Enzo. Definitely not today. Anyway, so let's go with something like this time. Hopefully you can see what's going on the screen. Let's just check. Okay. So we're going to look for something like cinematic and let's see. Oh, atmospheric cinematic. What's this? It's quite nice. That's quite nice. Awesome stuff. Right, so if we can we'll carry on with this tonight when I'll do a bit of a performance thing with it, and we can have a mess around with some of the other stuff. Again, most importantly, let's save this now. More importantly than anything else, and we shall test this now, right, is what's this? Glad to see you're still kicking, Doug. Thanks, mate. I switched to MacLogic production a year or two ago, but back all iOS before that. You were a huge part of what I learned. Thank you for what you do. Oh, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Hope you're enjoying your Mac. So right, let's do this. Right, we've saved our session. Save. It's called drone session, so we've saved it. Yes, we'll overwrite it. Saved it again. We'll clear it. Right. We'll shut AUM down completely. We'll switch off the FaderPort, and now we'll boot it all back up just to see if it loads. Oh dear Lord. So we'll switch the FaderPort on first. That'll be first. It'll be fine. It'll open up in MIDI mode, so that's absolutely okay. See, MIDI mode. Well, until you change it, like the settings, like I showed you at the beginning, it will just all stay the same. So let's do this. Let's not reload last session, although that is exactly the same. Let us go into our files, our sessions, and hit drone session, and let's see what happens. And this is where we'll find out if what we've got has all been saved and remembered, etc. So this should start noir. Okay, this should be brilliant. So I know that when we start it back up tonight now, that it's all going to be absolutely cool beans. And then we can, what we'll start to do, we'll get creative as well. We'll put more effects on and stuff, and then maybe we'll like add more instruments in over the top of the Enzos that are there, because we can overdub them now. Should be good for the laugh, I reckon. Should be good fun. We might even add some audio files in down here. Well, I could add an audio file in here because the channel 10 doesn't seem to be doing anything. Don't even know how to. Oh, and then we can play with it. We can record every single thing into, because at the moment all of this stuff, everything here, it's all been ran into. Is all been routed into this, and we can, because we're monitoring, we can then record in gauss. Epic stuff. Brilliant. Okay, right. So we reconvene this evening at 8 o'clock, where we shall continue, and I shall call it Playing with the Drone Machine that we built today. Honestly, guys, I genuinely hope you found some of this useful or helpful or interesting. Strike the like if you are enjoying the video. Consider becoming a patron, or making a one-off donation, or buying some merch, etc. Help support what me and Joe do here at the Sound Test Room. It's very, very, very much appreciated. I can't tell you. Brilliant, top job. After the initial mess, which was my fault, everything seemed to go swimmingly, which I'm very happy about. Okay, I'll let you say ta-ra to each other, and I'll run one of these drones for a minute or so, and yeah, I will see you later. Ta-ra, thank you very, very much.